So here is a list of the top 15th growth stocks of 2025. What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with TechBud Solutions, and you will be familiar with some of these names. Some of them might not be something that are obviously household names, but I wanted to share one thing that they almost all have in common. I really hope that you learned something new, and if you do, please consider dropping a thumbs up and subscribing if you feel like we earned it. That being said, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Top 15 growth stocks of 2025. So top performers, we have Oklo, Open, MP, PGY, IREN, NBIS, Hood, QBTS, JMIA, OUST, PLONDS, TEM, QS, and in last place, PLTR at a whopping 141% ROI. Number one place is Oklo. We talked about that stock just a few days ago, 536%. I want to remind you, this is year to date. So from the start of 2025 to as of right now, obviously, if any of these gapped up recently, you're not going to take that into consideration, at least not with these numbers. But even PLTR, an insane return of 141%, and that's in the last place of the top 15. We have Robinhood, which obviously some of you guys might be very familiar with, 235%. I actually shared this with my team that subscribed to our email yesterday. And the reason why was when I looked at this, I was just curious. I was like, okay, these are the top performing stocks of 2025. I wanted to dig a little bit deeper and just to understand the fundamentals of these. And this is something that I shared with them. So I was like, here's the list of the top 15 growth stocks in 2025. Oklo is at the top of the list with a massive 536% ROI year to date, and PLTR coming out in last of the top 15 with an insane 141% ROI year to date. This is huge. But what is one thing many of these companies share in common? 11 out of the 15 stocks lose money every single year. Yes, you read that correctly. 11 out of the top 15 performing stocks of 2025 actually lose money every year. And you have some companies that lose up to $500 million every single year. When I posted this, people responded, Ricky, do you not understand what growth stocks are? Ricky, do you not understand that Amazon didn't actually generate net revenue or net profit until years? I cannot stand when people use an uber successful company and they try to use that as an excuse on why any of these are None of them will ever be like Amazon. None of them. Not one. If your scapegoat and your excuse to invest in any of these companies, please, I hope you have a better reason than to compare it to the next Amazon or the next Nvidia. That is the most pathetic thing that any person can say. Out of the 4 stocks that actually make money this year, and I highlighted them in the email with a little dollar bill sign right here. So we have IREN, NBIS, Hood, and then PLTR. Out of the 4 stocks that make money each year, Hood has the PE ratio that is the only one below 100 times their earnings at 62 times, which is more than Nvidia with a 49 PE ratio, right? So what the PE ratio means is, again, it's just taking into consideration on how much of a premium you are paying to own the stock right now versus what it actually earns as a business. Because that's what people, I believe, forget, is that we become so consumed about the idea of trading or just jumping into the hype with these names that are trendy that you forget these are actual businesses that are yet to generate revenue. The one that was, very surprising to me is like Oklo, one of the biggest performing, the number one on the list, the top performing stocks. You have companies like this that are pre-revenue. They don't make any money. But Ricky, this is what Amazon, no, come on now. This is what Nikola was. This is like a complete facade, especially when you see companies like Oklo market themselves as, this super high tech and advanced and luxury brand when you look at their office and it's just a small little unit across the street from a Whole Foods. Like, that's a gimmick, right? Nonetheless, these markets support it, right? And that is what I wanted to emphasize within this video and within this message, is that 2025 is the year of, if you have a good story and good price momentum, your stock can do very well. Fundamentally, it doesn't have to perform well because right now we are supporting irrational valuations. And this is where you just have to be careful. There is nothing wrong with trading these stocks if you're experienced, you know how to follow the trend, and especially you know how to manage risk. But we all know one thing, that when things go and get tough and market sentiment begins to shift, these will always be the stocks that retrace the hardest. Just look into their history. I can reassure you that if they've been here for the past 5 years, that during the 2021, 2022 retracement, they probably experienced the 50 to maybe a 90% retracement. Let's look at Open as an example. And again, it's not Open right here, right? This is where we're currently at. It was at 50 cents just 3 months ago. Now it's trading at nearly $11 per share. And if we look at its recent performance, this stock, not year to date, but this stock from its lows of 50 cents has gone up 1,600%. And at one point, it was at highs of nearly 2,000. How does that not scream a red flag? And again, we can dive into this fundamentally. Look into any of these companies. I'm not talking about, you guys know that I've talked about Robinhood or PLTR, and I still think that they're overvalued, but at least fundamentally, they're actually growing. They actually generate revenue. And it's not just that they're growing, they're actually getting better. That's the thing. It's like PLTR is nowhere close to what it's currently valued at versus what it's producing. But its growth quarter after quarter and year after year is actually quite impressive. It's not just, talking the talk. It kind of walks the walk. There's a reason on why it's like one of Wall Street's favorites investment. And again, this is coming from someone that doesn't like to, feed into the hype. I get it with PLTR, but please, when it's companies like this, like Open, please be careful with leverage. If you put whatever dollar amount it is that you feel comfortable investing or trading at these levels, fine, you're an adult, you can do whatever it is that you want, but please do not use leverage. Leverage is so incredibly risky that if it turns against you, just like we've seen it in the past before, nothing sustains itself after pumping 2,000%. Nothing within a short period of time. Nothing. And if we look at its history, again, Open has a history during previous irrational markets. Remember the post-pandemic rally from 2020 to 2021? We're not making this up. Patterns tend to repeat themselves. They don't always have to. It pumped up an insane amount and then it retraced and lost 97%. We are not making this up. Look into why Open has recently began to pick up traction. Oh, but the real estate market is supposed to pick up because they're cutting rates now. In that sense, then Zillow Group should also be absolutely skyrocketing, right? But no, the reason that they target companies like Open is that it was a low float stock. It was trading at 51 cents per share. It's an easy stock to manipulate and to pump. So therefore, the people that got in early, of course, they have so much margin, as a cushion, that if there is some form of retracement, they can still get out in the green. All I'm here to remind you is just be intentional and be calculated with your trades. There is a lot of opportunity out there. There's a lot of opportunity to make money, both going long and potentially going short, but short is not meant for people that are just getting started, not meant for beginners. With that being said, just be mindful of your position size and please have some form of stop loss, or if there's a complete break of pattern and it begins to retrace, do not get left bag holding. And that's the part that I'm excited to follow up with, is that I want to see where these stocks are 6 months or 12 months from now. That if there is a change in market sentiment and it no longer supports irrational valuations, where do these companies that are pre-revenue, that lose hundreds of millions of dollars every single year, where do they fall after running up 1,500, 300% within a short period of time. That's what I'm excited to follow up. So this year's theme of stock success among the top 15 is not about strong fundamentals, but a good story during an irrational market that can yield huge returns. I am excited to follow up during the first sign of a downturn to see how these stocks react from trading at elevated levels. Markets are still bullish, so there is no reason to panic, but just be mindful of your exposure, your leverage, at overbought levels. And that is all we're here to remind you of. When you look at these stocks and you take into consideration the forward revenue or the forward earnings of what is already factored in, these companies would absolutely have to kill it for the next few years to even justify their current valuations. Oklo, no revenue. Open, 6.2% of revenue, earn 2.1%. MP is one of the only fair ones here. All the other ones, I mean, you have a QS, 0% revenue, and a handful of them, they're all below 20%. It's just, I mean, there's no reason to make it more than what it is. It's an irrational market that is supporting irrational valuations. There is still a ton of money to be made. Who knows? Open can maybe go to $20 per share, right? I'm not here to say that that is not possible. All I'm here to remind you is that irrational valuations only sustain themselves during these pristine market conditions. If market sentiment for whatever reason begins to change, just keep that in mind. These positions are always the ones that fall the hardest. I showed you what happened to the past with Open, and we can look into any of these. Any of them, if you look into the past enough, they most likely experienced a really hard retracement. Let's look into Hood, and Hood is technically a much better ran company. But if you look into the retracement that it had from highs of 2021 to the lows of 2022, because 2022 was a bear market, right? From the overall highs to the overall lows, it lost 90%. Again, even one of the most successful, and out of the 15, probably the one that generates some of the best revenue other than maybe PLTR, still experiences that significant downturn. There is so much money to be made, but I just hope that you do it in a calculated way, that you don't over leverage yourself now for a short period of time and you think that you're doing well, that all of a sudden, if market conditions shifts, you begin to see a retracement, you bag hold, and then you give back all that you've already earned. Be calculated, be intentional, and remember, there's no such thing as a perfect investment or a perfect trade. All you can do is get in, get out, make your money, and bounce when it makes sense. Again, these are all concepts that we always talk about within our LPP live trading session and with our LPP team. LPP is designed for complete beginners. I work with them on a daily basis, and they get to watch me trade live every single morning right at market open. If you're a beginner that's just getting into the market and you want to tune on in to my live sessions, check out the second link in the description down below. That will hook you up with a huge discount so you can start watching me trade live as soon as tomorrow once the market opens. If you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.